Welcome to Fragmental.
An amusing take on random topics. So,
It's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah. Emphasis on the H. So, it's been over a month since I think our last recording. So, you've been busy. I have not.
Yeah, I mean, we've had graduation, lacrosse season. We have a dozen kids in sports. So, I mean, I think at one span we were literally at a lacrosse field 3 weeks straight. Wow. Every single day for 3 weeks.
21 days straight.
Yeah.
That's like Moses in the Ark, right? Isn't that
That's what it was. I was like, why do I feel like Moses? And they were like, because your open stadium hairdo.
Well, open stadium hairdo.
Yeah, we got around the side, but nothing on top.
You have the horseshoe. You're sporting the horseshoe.
So I call it the open stadium. It's not thick enough for me to call it the Sherman Hemsley or whatever.
Sherman Hemsley. Is he alive still?
No, he's not. Oh. I love that guy, though.
They're doing a remake of that.
So did you see they did do a live action?
Is that with Will Ferrell?
No. He's going to do the Jeffersons? What are you talking about?
I thought I saw him. They're remaking, or he's doing something of
He was in it, yeah. Will Ferrell was in it now that you say that. So they did a live action. First they did All in the Family with...
when was that on?
It was a few weeks ago. I recorded it because clearly we weren't around. But Woody Harrelson was, the racist old dude from All in the Family. Marissa Tomei was the wife, which kind of bums me out because I dig Marissa Tomei. I think she's pretty smoking hot.
So what does that have to do with playing?
Because she was dressed up and had the annoying, watching.
That's her voice, though, in general.
Marissa Tomei?
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Fran Drescher.
Yeah. Well, Marissa Tomei did it in My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
But it's not usually that strong.
Well,
I like the New York accent, but I don't like the annoying, the nasally one.
Yeah. Well, isn't that most of New York?
Fuck you, man.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, right. I lived in Brooklyn until I was 5. I make it sound like I was there my whole damn life.
Yeah, exactly. Like you just moved from New York, from one of the 5 boroughs.
The fuck you talking about?
Now you're Italian.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how it is in Brooklyn. I probably had a little more Jewish tone to it than that, but so I guess that would have been nasally. You're right. And annoying.
For those that are listening, if you're still listening, it's been a month. We actually have no topic tonight. This is literally a random episode. This will be as fucking random as it's going to be. So if you're not paying attention, it's okay because it's not going to matter.
Because the topic will change 3 to 5 minutes later, most likely,
or 2 minutes after. 2 minutes after the fact. So
yeah.
But it's a beautiful day here today. So
it is. I mean, you've got 75 and sunny here in Dublin, Ohio. Yep. One of the things I love about this weather is the skin comes out. It's cleave everything. You got cleavage. Nice outfits. You beeve cleave. With the bathing suits, you can see some stuff. Even on the guy's side, don't get me wrong. You got the master splinter. Where your thong cuts in between your dongs on one side, the balls are on the other. I mean, it's just that time of year, Dave.
I don't know about 76 degrees, maybe a little bit warmer. But what was that meme I saw the other day about the sundress? Don't wear a sundress. Don't wear underwear. It ruins the sundress or whatever the hell that was.
That is so true.
And I sent it to somebody, a female friend of ours, and she was like, "That's gross." I'm like, well, it is what it is.
Do you wear one underneath? No, I don't. But it's still gross.
It's still gross, right? Exactly. Do you wear one? No.
But no, I think that's right. I mean, that's one of the best things about the sundress. You just get it forms perfectly.
You get
around that nice, ass that looks like a bee stung it.
You can tell. That's when girls walk. You can totally tell. Because if they're wearing like a full, brief, things aren't moving.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless they're super firm, but there's still a little bounce there.
Yeah, I'm a fan. And then I can't walk too far behind him because I have to sit down to hide my boner.
Yeah. Well, again, if you're with your wife, that's even more embarrassing.
Right. She's like, "Did that girl just give you a boner?"
Yeah.
I'm like, you know how many kids we have? Yes.
Exactly. It's automatic, honey.
Right. I may be disappointing, but it's ready to go at any time.
Hello. Welcome. Oh, we go. Oh, we up? Oh, we nope. Oh, okay. Never mind.
That's fucked up, man. But no, man, this time of year is great. The weather is, again, 75 is as good as it gets.
Yeah, I would.
It's great golf weather.
We talk about this all the time. It's like if I could find a place, and everybody's like, it's San Diego, and I was like, okay. But it's like 75 and sunny, low humidity. It is San Diego, but it's like you have to live on the beach, and then I don't have $500 million.
I was
going to
say
$1
million to live in a shed.
Oh, $1 million.
That's what I mean.
Shed,
like a little.
I was in California for. I was in California. Oh, it was California with a meeting. I was actually meeting one of our customers, and one of the at the time was one of the employees that was working for me, and I was meeting her and her fiance at the time for dinner. We are gonna go out and just have a nice dinner. I think I was leaving the next day or something. I don't know, whatever. Doesn't matter. So as I'm in the Uber, I'm driving down, like, this is in just outside of LA, so just like it's Manhattan Beach, and I'm just traffic stopping. So I pull up Zillow, and I'm like, just homes in the area, right?
Yeah.
Like because it's based on your location. There was a house. It was $6.5 million. It was 5,500 square feet. With good size.
That's a big house. That's a big house
on the beach. Oh man. It was on the beach, and the pictures look amazing. Like they had just built it. Like it was I guess it'd be the back of the house from the road. Was the pathway that everybody walks on, the beach and the ocean. There was nothing in front of you. 6.5 million, 5,500 square feet.
Yeah, how great would that life be though?
I don't. It's you drive around even here. You see people in like. And my buddy works at at a shop that does high end like Ferraris and Lambos and stuff like that. And I'm amazed at how many people have like Lambos, Ferraris, the Maserati, like high end.
In my head right now, I'm like, this is Columbus, Ohio.
Right? And it's like,
are there 20 people with enough money for a damn Lambo?
Apparently, there's a bunch because they're busy as all get out.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they do people do come in from different states and stuff like that. They have a really good reputation.
Okay, so I mean that helps. But
yeah,
still,
it totally helps. But a lot of like we'll say, hey, I'll say, hey, yeah, I still just saw this car. It's like, oh yeah, that's so and so. He lives over in like New Albany or something like that. So
damn.
I mean, I just don't understand where the money is. I mean, California, you could be a movie star, you could be a movie producer, you could be a writer.
Oh, right. There's so many things. I make porn music for a living, and
yeah,
whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm the chief music officer at Pornhub.
that would be a sweet job. Because I mean, you make the music. You're not watching dongs all day. You make the music,
but you kind of are, right? Like if you ever seen them score a movie, they have the movie running in front of them as they're scoring it.
It's, I mean, it was like, oh, there's the boner. Time to pick up the pace. You know what I mean? Oh, damn.
We always joke about the Pornhub analytics, but I'm sure that guy makes some coin.
Oh, for sure.
Well, maybe not. I mean, I don't know.
Is he just thrilled with his job?
But then again, who pays for Pornhub? Like, from what I hear.
So it's got to be advertising. And what we've learned from Facebook is everybody sells your data.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what they're doing is they're like, who is watching, whatever, stepdaughter porn? And they're like, believe it or not, well, actually, you would expect this. It's fucking Utah.
It is. Well, the analytics show it. I mean, we talked on one of the other episodes. Like, their analytics are, they're amazing. I mean, the output is super. It's awesome.
It's great because it's so detailed, and I mean, it's. Not just for the porn stuff, because they have a lot of cool graphs and things. It's not just like, hey, want to see who's jerking off to this? Check this out. I mean, it's actually like,
it's
can think of something
literally
off the top of my head,
true
but
analytics. Like in this country on this date, this is what's popular. If it's like, lesbians, here's what country is popular in during these times, during these months, I mean, sometimes it's better than the data that you and I look at every day. I mean, it's tighter.
It's better than what we're doing to make business decisions on.
Business decisions on. It's that
man.
Absolutely.
I told you it's a dream of mine to have that guy on here. I mean, I'd like to know, is there a lesbian season? Like, so what would I ask him is like, what all does it take to feed all that? obviously they don't just have people watching like, well, it looks like a lot of people are into the, I don't know, fucking Amazon position right now.
Amazon position.
We'll have to describe this on another episode. This is, the girl's on top. She's on the, yeah. We'll explain this in another episode.
Because it's going to take an hour to explain
well, not just for that, but I mean, it's going to, okay, so you're on the bottom. Your legs are open. She's on the inside. She's the one doing all the pumping. It's still with your dick, though.
Well, I would hope so.
Well, I mean, sometimes people like it the other way. I'm not into that, but hey, you do what you do.
Hey, fuck whoever you want. It doesn't matter to me. Just don't put it in my face.
Exactly. And that's, I agree with that. Fuck whoever you want. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't want to get into the whole gay pride thing, but
it's Pride Month.
It is Pride Month.
Speaking of fucking
whoever you want. But it's funny to me. It's just funny to me. It's like, because I think most people are like, whatever. I mean, you're gay. Who gives a shit? I mean,
right.
I would hope so. But the problem with one of the problems I think with media is they want it, and it's just the culture today. It's the Facebook culture. It's the Instagram culture. It's the Twitter culture, which is funny because I'm on all three of those. That everything's like it's like instantaneous. So. Yeah. You need, from a news perspective, you almost need that instantaneous hit. So they take one extreme on the anti-gay side, and they take another extreme on the like uber super pro,
like the over the top flamboyant.
The top flamboyant. Yeah. They're like, these guys don't get along. It's like, yeah, no shit. They're on opposite ends of the spectrum.
This guy is a priest, and this guy is like I mean, he just jerked off 8 dudes on the way over here. Like, guess what? They're not going to like each other.
Yeah, it's like but there are. I know a couple of gay guys, and I can think of a couple of lesbians on top of it. Super normal, and I'm not that they're normal. I'm not trying to do
but what you're saying is you wouldn't know. They act the same as anybody else.
Yeah,
there's no difference.
There's no difference. They're members of society. They contribute to society. One is very successful.
Yeah.
Super nice guy. Not that this Jerry Seinfeld. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But he doesn't like. It's not like I have to prove that it's okay. It's like because I think most people are like, I would hope most people are like I don't fucking care, man.
I don't. That's just like you said earlier. Fuck you want one of my things with the whole marriage thing is why can't they be miserable like the rest of us?
Exactly. That was what was that in? That was in
oh man, I stole that from somebody.
Yeah, I think
Son
you did.
Of a bitch.
Family Guy. I just watched the Brian where Mayor West was going to sign the no gay marriage thing.
Okay.
And Peter said that. Almost not exactly, but like
still the same idea.
It's the same idea. It's like they should be just as miserable as everybody else.
Yeah. Why the hell not?
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean that was a real big deal here. I don't know. Maybe that might have been that was still during Bush, I believe. And you wouldn't have been here at that time. But
here, yeah. I was in Chicago, and that's super liberal.
Right.
So
exactly.
Cool
so I actually saw a article today that said Columbus is supposed to be like one of the top 10 gay-friendly cities. Now that's Columbus. It's not the whole state of Ohio.
Right.
But it was a huge deal. The state of Ohio.
Yeah. No shit.
Right.
You get about 45 minutes south of here, and it's not.
We're not in Columbus anymore.
Exactly. We may be in Kentucky.
But you're right, though. I mean, it's
actually Kentucky is about 45 minutes south of here, isn't it?
No, 2 hours.
Okay, 2 hours.
But you can see it like during the elections. So like Cincinnati, Columbus, Cleveland tend to be a little more Democratic. Mm-hmm. And then everywhere else is red as fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's not even like there might be 13 Democrats between the entire rest of the state. I think Toledo might have some, but
most cities are that way. A buddy of mine sent me. This episode's turning into the gay pride episode. A buddy of mine sent me like a YouTube clip of some dude. I forgot what it's called, but he makes a good point. He was like, the whole gay pride thing of like the floats and just kind of shoving gay pride in everybody's face. That's a little extreme. Don't get me wrong, but he sent me he said, it's the people in the small towns that are anti-gay and don't believe in it.
Right.
And he said, because there are no gay people in those towns, the most homeless gay people go to where it is, which is in the cities. So there's nobody there. So they have no reference. I mean, it's like there's literally no reference there. That makes complete sense to me. It's like I don't know if they would be less tolerant or more tolerant. I don't know. But if you're like they're not tolerant of my beliefs, if I'm gay and I'm in a small town and they're not tolerant, I'm gonna fucking move to where I can be with
where I can feel
where I can feel
safer.
safe. I feel comfortable. I'm in with people that have the same beliefs as me. I mean, it's no different than religion. That's no different than
you're right.
Like sports teams or not sports teams, but
Ohio State and Michigan here.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
It was. I mean, some of the points I was like, I don't know about that one, but it was like, I've never thought of that from that way. It's like you're in a small town. You're like maybe one or two of like that's homosexual in that town. And they don't understand it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about understanding.
You're right. The way they think of it is, he's trying to put his dick in my ass. Yeah, no, exactly. he really isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
he's not.
Just as much as you don't want that, he doesn't either because you're not his type.
Exactly. Just the man and woman the same way. It's just like,
absolutely.
That guy wants me. Like, no, you're fucking hideous. You know what I mean? It's like nobody wants you.
Right.
That's why you're still alone, bitch.
Right. If the women don't want you, I promise you, those guys don't either.
Exactly. So it's so funny. It's just everybody. If you just take a step kind of back and get out of fucking everybody's business.
No, I agree. I mean, one of the ones that bother me the most is the religious debate. I'm religious. That's fine. But the people who are like, you're going to go to hell. God hates it. It's in the Bible. And I don't know if we've said this on here. Maybe we have. I don't remember. But my comeback to that is always, okay, so let's think about this. Every time you masturbate and think of
God
somebody that's not your wife. What'd you say?
God kills a kitten.
God kills a kitten. I guess in addition to that, you are coveting thy neighbor's wife, which isn't that in the 10 Commandments?
That's the Old Testament. That's your
that's my thing.
Yeah,
but so my point is,
New Testament.
What you're doing is
that's what we should name the show: New Testament, Old Testament.
Now we're talking about what you're doing is one of God's like Bill of Rights kind of thing. You know, like so. I feel like what you're doing is way worse than what they are. So maybe you shouldn't judge.
Yeah.
Maybe you leave it up to God to judge. Doesn't he say that too? I feel like it might have been Tupac that said that, but I do think it was God.
And now he is with God. So,
but yeah, I mean that bothers me too. It's like, you know what, man, let him live. You know what? Yeah. As long as you're not trying to put it in my ass, I really don't care. Like
exactly.
And I've never because you brought up a good point talking about the. They're just not exposed to it in some of those towns.
Yeah.
I've been told by people like, well, you don't look Jewish. And it's usually people who are from a smaller town. Yeah. I'm like, so what does that mean? Like, should I have a big nose? Like, should I have a money clip on me? Like,
did you do math in front of them?
Like, I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, maybe it was when you're like, I don't know about this deal. And you're just like, oh, I'll tell you about this deal. 3% down, $20 a month. No interest down. That's a good deal right there. That's a good deal. And it's like, and as you're eating your bagel,
it's bagel and lox, and I passed up the pig bacon or pork bacon.
The bacon.
They're like, son of a bitch.
There's a Jew in this town.
My
mother used to laugh too. Like she'd go to church, and these guys would be in there on like Saturday or Sunday for a mass, and they're like they're holier than thou, and then fucking Monday comes around and they're the 5 days. I mentioned this in an earlier podcast, like that they're just complete fucking assholes that whole week.
They're like, did you see that new gangbang on Pornhub? Check this out.
Exactly. You saw the 3 midgets and the tranny in there? It was crazy.
I was jerking off with 3 children watching me, and I was like,
I saw a meme the other day. It was funny. It had this is awful. It had a priest and an altar boy, and it said, and it had the label they laid across the priest was good things, and the altar boy was small packages. That's awful.
Up.
That is fucked up. Funny, but fucked up.
Right, those jokes don't get old. Don't get me wrong.
No, absolutely. Well, and here's the thing: it's not like they did not do that to themselves. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's, you know what I mean? There's usually truth behind all of that. So,
So, you know what, since we were talking about pride, I'm going to ask a question that I've heard on funny shows, but I always wondered this. If you're a good-looking gay guy, are you turned on by your own penis?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
And
Unless it's like a beautifully large penis, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Or I always also wonder, like, do they want to fuck each other all the time? Right, that's all dudes think about. So, like, are they constantly, like, even when they're sitting there at the dinner table with their parents, like, yeah, Mom, that's great. But their mind's like, can't wait to fuck Tom right now. Like, soon as we go home. You know what I mean? I just wonder that. And I want to high five them if they're all like that, because it's awesome.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, I guess if you have that, if you're built that way, there are women that are built that way too. Like,
That's true.
So, I don't know. I mean,
Man, I really want to think in my mind all lesbians are like that.
Exactly. And they're all like super hot too. They're not like Subaru driving lesbians.
Subaru. Oh man.
Yeah. This may be our last episode. Maybe next time we should do a actual topic.
I should go.
And not let our minds wander over to wherever we're at.
I think we haven't been that offensive.
I don't think so. I don't think we've been offensive.
No.
I mean, hopefully we haven't been offensive. Hopefully people find it funny. We're just looking at it from our viewpoint.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here comes the offense.
Exactly.
No.
So now we'll let everybody know what's going to be offensive so they can tune out. But
So I do have one.
What? Offensive?
I hope not offensive.
Oh.
But one more thing. So we talk about trans, we talk about the Pride Parade. So if a woman believes she's a man, right? So she's going to trans to a man, I guess. If she cuts her boobs off, is she officially not really a man? What man would cut his tits off if he could get? Isn't that our joke all the time?
Yeah.
Like, what would you do if you grew a pair of boobs? I'd never leave the house.
Exactly.
So when I hear that, I'm like, you missed the boat, man.
Yeah. It's funny because this whole trans thing and people identifying as something else. I've seen stuff where like it's a diesel Ford pickup and it's like I identify as a Prius. Have you seen that?
No.
It's floating around the internet.
Those are funny.
The interweb somewhere.
So there's a Prius somewhere that's like, my name's Bigfoot, bitch.
Yeah, I identify as a Ford F450. But a buddy of mine was just like, you know what? Take away women's sports, take away men's sports, and just have the sport, and let the best athlete win. I'd be surprised. I mean, because you see stuff like a guy identifies as a woman and he goes into a weightlifting competition and crushes them. It's like genetics alone, just simple science genetics. You're gonna beat right.
That's testosterone does drive those things that make your muscles bigger, right. Stronger, more aggressive. That is legit.
Here's a great example. Not a great example, but here's another example. My wife kind of cracks up sometimes because I'll sit down. I love golf. I love to play golf. I just watching golf. I'm a golf fan, and I will sit down and watch women's golf, and I don't think she thinks like I'm watching women's golf because I'm trying to watch women play, and I've had this conversation with other people. Genetically, women just aren't as strong as a man. I mean,
no, that's a testosterone.
It's a testosterone thing, right? Absolutely. I'm not taking anything away. There are some strong women. There's some women out there and kick my ass. I'm not saying there's not.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen a lot of them.
Kick my ass? Is that what you're saying?
No, that can.
Yeah. But guys can overcome a swing flaw. You know what I mean? They're strong enough to get by it. Women can't. So they have to really fine tune. That swing has to be almost the pinnacle of a golf swing to get the distance out of it, get the accuracy out of everything. That's what amazes me about watching women's golf is those women are technically probably have the best golf swings. I mean, there's some women that are stronger than other women, but it's a little wonky. But those are textbook technical golf swings when you watch a woman hit a golf ball. But that's the kind of where if you merge the two together, it's just like, You know what I mean?
Yeah, that doesn't mean you feel one way or another. But some things are, nice. I think that's a
I
good
don't know
call
where the fuck
because
I was
you're
going
right.
for that. Where
But
was I
no,
going with that?
I'm really not sure.
I'm not.
But
I just finished my cocktail, so I don't know where it's going either.
but you're right. Women do have a more pure swing.
Yeah, absolutely. But I love the idea of just like, you know what? Fuck it. It's golf. Whoever best, let the best athlete win.
Yeah.
Athlete.
Athlete is gender neutral.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry, I was slurring my word there. My lisp is kicking in.
Athlete?
Athlete. Athlete. That's great. Athlete. What are a bunch of athletes? Athletes. No, we'd be singular. Athletes.
Athletes.
Athlete. No, athletes would be singular. You're an athlete or an athlete.
Yeah, it could.
I don't know. Now we're getting into fucking.
Wow, now we're Oxford professors.
Exactly. Yes, quite. Yes.
Hypothetically speaking, I was.
Actually, that's the line from Caddyshack. Yes, quite. Yes.
Yeah.
Judge Smalls. Gotta look. But speaking of golf, I don't know. You know what we did? You and I played in that charity event last Friday. Yeah. None of us dropped a Caddyshack line.
No, we didn't.
We got to go back. Now we got to go back and play.
I do think I said Jackie Mason once, but that's Caddyshack 2.
No, fuck that. That's out. Caddyshack 2's out. Because I don't know I've ever played in a foursome that somebody somewhere didn't drop some type of Caddyshack line.
You're right. I think there were a lot more Happy Gilmore lines than.
No,
yeah.
that's
Watch the amazing golf ball whacker guy.
No, Caddyshack. That's
from Happy
not
Gilmore.
Caddyshack. Happy Gilmore is not. I mean, it's funny, but
it's stupid funny. It's not like golf. It's not really a golf movie,
right?
Because if you wanted to break it down, a lot of things that happen in there. First of all, no golf tournaments won in one day.
Yeah,
it's a series of 4 days. So yeah, there's so many things you could point out in Happy Gilmore, but it's a movie.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not meant to be.
It's no Bagger Vance, but
Will Smith, you make anything good.
He's what was I watching the other day? About Sam Jackson. How many movies Sam Jackson has done?
He's in a ton.
He's in everything. That's not a fucking joke anymore. He's literally in everything.
So we played like one of the drinking games, like, all right, take a drink every movie Samuel L. Jackson's in. I'm pretty sure we all passed out before we were finished. I mean, seriously, there are so many. Coming to America, one of my favorite movies. He was in that. Did you know that?
Yeah, he was the robber of the McDonald's, or the Mac. What was it? Not McDowell's. McDowell's. Yeah, the McDowell's.
Please put the gun down, sir. Fuck you. And then they whip his ass. And I mean, he's got to drop it's still one of my favorite lines of his out of all his movies were, I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
We watched, my wife's into all the Marvel stuff. We watched Captain America the other day. Good, pretty decent movie. And he's in it because he's Nick Fury. Is it Nick Fury? I don't know what his fucking name is. And it's kind of like it's not a kid's movie, but it's like a teen. It's not an adult movie,
right?
It's not. He's not doing Tarantino. You know what I mean?
That's a fair assessment, Dave.
But he started it. He went to say like it was kind of cool because he was like mother, and he stopped, which is funny because that's like his tagline.
Oh yeah,
best line ever about that is Hitman's Bodyguard.
The Ryan Reynolds.
The Ryan Reynolds character. I love Ryan. I want to meet Ryan Reynolds. I mean, if anybody I have like a man crush on Ryan Reynolds. He's just seems like the coolest dude.
No, it's
him
Pride
and
Month,
Keanu
so
Reeves.
feel free.
I think what's that?
It's Pride Month, so feel free to let it out, Dave.
I didn't say I want to fuck Ryan Reynolds. I just said I wanted to meet him.
No, he does. He seems like just a cool dude.
Yeah,
he's hilarious.
Apparently his Twitter is pretty hardcore because it said happy birthday. Him and Jake Gyllenhaal and who played Wolverine? What's the fuck's his name? Hugh Jackman. Yeah, Hugh Jackman. They're supposed to be tight buddies or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And there's a pic. And so on Twitter he posts a picture of him and Hugh Jackman, and he says, "Happy birthday to my buddy Jake Gyllenhaal, not pictured." It's fucking great.
Now he's hilarious. Van Wilder. He was in Van Wilder.
I love Van Wilder. It's a good one. But what was the line? The line in Hitman's Bodyguard was like, "That man has ruined motherfucker for the rest of us," which I think was ad libbed. I think that whole scene where he's just sitting in Holland or Amsterdam just drinking whatever he was drinking.
Yeah,
I think that whole scene was ad libbed. I think he just ran with it.
Probably because he's a funny dude. And Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, he's just I don't think he gets enough credit. He's actually a really good actor.
Well, he would if he wasn't a good actor.
He wouldn't be in
would be
785
films.
movies.
He's like 65 or something, isn't he? He's like in his 60s.
I think he's like in his 70s.
No, I don't think he's in his 70s. I think he's in his 60s. He looks great.
I have no idea if she's still around, but General Fact Checker, we need your help here.
Yeah. I don't know. I think she moved on to a different role. Not being our fact checker. We got to check in with her and be like, hey, we're 12 episodes in. Have you listened to any of them yet?
Have you listened past 3?
Exactly. Have your kids gone to camp so you can listen to them?
That's right.
The General Fact Checker. We got to loop her back in. She's a little busy right now, so.
Yeah, good for her. I mean,
yeah.
I'm happy for her. But,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, nothing's as good as being our fact checker.
Fact check, yeah. I'm sure she spent a shit ton of time on that, too.
Oh, for sure. The one thing she checked, I think. But, I mean, that's whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That's neither here nor there. So, if you are still listening, you're 10 episodes behind. So, we're gonna need some updates.
No pressure.
No pressure. Yeah. Her response was like, "Fuck you guys," is what it's gonna be. But she may say that with a couple of cocktails in her.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I've heard her say fuck.
Oh. She's heard me say fuck way more than I thought.
I can get anybody to fuck, Dave.
Say fuck, dude. Not.
Hey, you take that as however you want.
Yeah, okay.
I meant say, but if that's what you heard, you just do whatever.
Yeah. All right. Now she's definitely not gonna listen to
12 kids.
Yeah,
just saying. Somebody, so we were talking about golf, and a friend of mine was like, so this guy duffs the ball, so he didn't even hit it, you know, like 30 yards or whatever. And he's like, oh, you hit it that small, you got to whip your dick out. And he's like, the dude really whipped his dick out. What would you guys have done? I was like, look, man, if I pull my dick out, someone's getting pregnant. So it's like a magnet.
It's in a cage right now.
It's like a magnet. If I pull it out.
It's the fucking, what was the Silence of the Lambs, dude?
Hannibal Lecter?
Yeah, it's the Hannibal Lecter of pregnancies.
I was trying to figure out, are you going like Anthony Hopkins or like the character?
No, the character. Definitely. Like locked in a cage, in a glass cage.
I was going to say, and like it talks like, I pounded her
yeah, exactly.
her liver with fava beans.
When I was done with her, it was like fava beans.
That's definitely
That's how many kids. She had as many kids as fava beans.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's fucked up. Funny, but fucked up.
Hey. Getting people pregnant's what I do, Dave.
It's on my resume under Jew.
No, it's my night. Anything we need to know about you, I'm Jewish and make lots of babies.
So I can count. Weird. It's for a mechanic's job.
Right. Well, we're asking you to build code, but I mean, whatever.
Okay, cool. I used to love interviewing it, and people get pissed off at me, but it's like people get so uptight. Oh my fucking OCD's kicking in. The picture behind you is kiltered.
You guys can't see it, but it is leaning easily 1/16 of an inch to the left.
That's a little bit 1/16 of an inch, but I just noticed it. Anyway.
Right, just like when your wife's like, that doesn't look like 9 inches. Is that what you're meaning?
Exactly.
Okay, anyway, sorry.
I know, it's 11. That's the problem. Doesn't look like 9 inches. I know, it's a compact 11.
Right. It ranges from 11 to 13.
Exactly. Depending on the weather and my mood. It doesn't look like 9.
The wind is south-southwest, 6 miles an hour. It's only going to be 11
and
a quarter.
It literally has its own weather system.
So I presume in interviews you do not talk about penises.
I don't. I guess the point was more around just randomly throwing like a question out.
Yeah, give an example.
Oh, don't put me on the spot. Now I had a list of. I haven't done.
So
I
did
in like
it once because I interviewed a guy who was so overly prepared. So it was like, I gotta ask this guy something that he'll never figure out. Like I guarantee he didn't prepare for, and I failed, but I confused the shit out of him. I was like, so how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could Chuck Norris? And he was like, I guess it's not possible. And I was like, right answer, but it threw you off.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because the people come in so prepared, and I like kind of setting them at ease a little bit. It's like, let's lighten this up because you need that person relaxed because that's the person you're going to get to work.
Absolutely.
In my opinion, anyway. The one I used to ask was actually I had written it down and I asked it once, and the guy I was interviewing with was like, "Don't ever ask that ever again." Was like, if a car is going like 45 miles an hour down the highway and wind is a thing, if you throw a triangle out, how fast was the squirrel going to whatever? Going, I don't know, something along those lines. And he's like, and they're just looking at me, and I'm like, I'm just relax. I'm just trying to settle you down.
So what if the guy is just extremely confident and he's like 17?
I'd be like, you're hired.
Like, that took balls.
Yeah, exactly. You're actually moving on to the next round because it's actually 16 and a half. But okay.
And I'm going to pull a finance guy in just because I think you may impress the shit out of him.
Exactly. Finance, those guys. How come you didn't go into finance?
I mean, right. I mean, my degree's in economics.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just hasn't. But you know what? Finance has always been involved in things I've done. Procurement, inventory, customer facing, where I still have to make sure they're compliant and, their rebates are certain wherevers. I mean, so finance is part of what I do. It's just not, I'm not saying, well, based on the rate of GDP or
that's true. I mean, it's funny because I think I have a buddy that's in IT, but he has like an international business degree, so he understands finance. And people are like shocked at him because they think he's like this computer nerd, and it's just like, but he's doing like these $1 million deals for hardware and stuff like that, and he's like, no, that's not going to work.
Right, he's doing the bids and all this. Yeah,
but he gets like, that's not going to work for us because my return at the end of this term is X, and the hardware's out of date, and you're charging. I mean, and people are like, how do you know that? It's like, because you need to. That's just, I know how the software works. I know how computers work in general. Like IT works, but I'm the one buying the fucking hardware, so I need to know the financial piece.
Right. I didn't need to know the code to do this.
Exactly.
I need to know conceptually how it works, and yeah,
absolutely.
Sure, I agree.
And he had finance guys around him that do that, like the detail work around it. But he's like, the overarching deal is like this, that, and he can kind of scrub it. So we've moved from. I just thought of this. My mind is racing at the moment. We've moved from gay pride to golf to what we just interviewing people. Now we're talking about IT. This is a fucking folks. This is
fragmental.
This is fragmental. This is a packed episode of information.
Where we going next, Dave?
I have no fucking idea. I'll let you.
So I got one because look on a previous episode we talked about what's Kraft's first name? Bob Kraft. And
Robert, I think is the first
Robert
Kraft,
the third Esquire.
Yeah, hand job king.
I don't know why I sound like Tom Brokaw when I said that, but right. So we talked about him getting a hand job, getting arrested.
Yeah.
So a couple things we need to come back to that. One, it was determined that there was no human trafficking involved.
Right.
So the whole reason this was going on was supposed to be a human trafficking bust, sex trafficking, human trafficking. That was not. There was none of it. So literally, somebody did all this to watch an old man get jerked off.
Well, several old men to get jerked off. He wasn't the only one in there. But.
Right, but I mean, that's the one he paid a lot of attention to.
Well, exactly. I mean, when Bob Kraft walks into your fucking sting operation, you're like, son of a bitch, we got a winner here. We're going to make the news. Again, it goes back to being a fucking, like they're trying to get their 50 minutes of fame.
Oh, we're going to be on NBC 9 all damn night right here. But no, I mean, another thing that irritates me about that is now there's a huge battle on his video going public. Who wants to watch a 78-year-old man get jerked off?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, why is this a battle? All these attorneys are like, no, Freedom of Information Act and whatever. Like, fuck your freedom of information, dude. Nobody needs to see his dick. I don't care. I don't give a shit if it's 18 inches, and I don't give a shit if it's 2.5. I don't give a shit. The guy got a happy ending. You know what? Let him pay his fucking fine like any other man that would have had to do that and move on.
Well, that's what he's going to do because there's no human. So What was the human trafficking angle? Like they were bringing people in from China.
I guess that's what they were trying to say, and like they were, whoever was the pimp or the owner or whatever is not letting these women leave and forcing them to do these sexual acts. And it turns out there was none of it. So one of the things, I think we did talk about this, right? Like they opened the refrigerator in a video and they're like, look at all this food. And I'm like, right. Those look like lunches. They're all in Tupperware containers, organized nicely. Like I've never...
They're the Chinese. They're organized.
Just got offensive.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. but
it's a compliment.
No, it is. It is, actually. But still, fuck you. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still, I feel like they were grasping at straws. As a matter of fact, I think it should go as far as I think that cop should be considered a sexual predator. I think Chris Hansen, when they're in the courtroom, they should be like, we've invited an extra cross-examiner, if you don't mind. Ladies and gentlemen.
Chris Hansen.
NBC's Chris Hansen.
Yeah. As he's cutting a bad check.
Oh, that's right. He comes in with his orange jumpsuit and he's like...
in chains.
Hi, I'm Chris Hansen, formerly of NBC. But you know what I'm saying?
Can you cast this check for me?
The guy was... Again, I don't know who this cop is because I don't care, and I'm not all over Facebook and all that. But the guy was so apt to get a name and to make something out of this that dude, they took this really freaking far.
Yeah, they did. And what's funny is Kraft's loaded, and he's not got some 10-cent fucking lawyer. When this thing, I haven't heard anything about it recently, but I'm sure his lawyers are gonna fucking light this place.
He's gonna spend $50,000 to not pay $1,000.
Exactly, because he's like fuck you. That's why.
Right. And, I mean,
he's gonna pay. This guy's on fucking. I'm sure his lawyer's on retainer. He's probably paying well more than $50,000.
Well, right. Those aren't the retainers for $1,000.
Yeah,
those are. I bet at least $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 retainers.
Absolutely.
Just to have them represent you.
Yeah.
And
yeah. He's gonna spend a shitload of money to not pay a fucking $15 fine.
It's like you realize if you just plead guilty, you're literally going to pay a $1,500 fine. He's like, fuck you.
Yeah, I'm making an example out of this motherfucker. You know why? Because I can do this, so fuck that guy.
Yeah, I can't say I wouldn't, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, there's some...
Well, wait a minute, though. Wouldn't you be like, I don't know, the return on that, I'm not sure.
That's actually negative $49,000. I'll pay the fine.
Yeah, I guess I'll take it.
There's sometimes, though, and I can tell you Jews are this way, that there are sometimes principle will trump all.
Oh, yeah. I'm not Jewish, and there's times I'm like, fuck you, I'm doing this just out of spite.
I've done it on certain things, but I don't remember. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I know it's like, look, I don't care. Like, I don't care. This is going to cost X amount of money. This shit's not going to happen again, and I promise you.
Right. Get it done. That's what Kraft's saying to his lawyer right now. As some old Chinese woman jerks him off.
I mean, there is still the question, like, dude, you...
Sorry, let me back that up. Asian, because I don't know what the nationality was.
That's fair. It does. Right, it was Asian fusion? No, that's food.
That's food.
Asian orchid or something?
Yeah, Asian orchid, I think. That sounds right.
I mean, that sounds like it's a jerk-off party.
It does. I'm going to the massage. Where are you going? Asian orchid. Really?
I mean, if you were like, I'm going to the massage place, it's called Bonsai and Miyagi. They'd be like, oh, sweet. You're probably going to learn some karate or somewhere there. All right, so cool. Like that doesn't sound like you're getting jerked off.
Right.
Asian orchid. I'm going to Asian orchid. Like, wait a minute.
I'm going with you.
Okay. I'm down.
I'll watch.
Are there women happy ending? Did we talk about that on an episode?
I don't think we did. There's got to be. I just thought of something. I was just like, from what I hear on Pornhub, there are videos about that.
Yes, they exist. I've heard they exist on Pornhub, but because is the happy ending what we think? Like, do you finger her till she comes, or is it like a happy ending to her was like you made her like you knitted her a sweater and washed her dishes.
You did her nails in her laundry.
She's like, oh, and it was the best happy ending ever. And they're like, did you squirt? Like, what? Squirt? No, like it was
exactly.
My skin was exfoliated, and
yeah, I think happy endings are universal. I think it's
That's an orgasm.
Somebody's coming.
Without a doubt, it's an orgasm.
Yes,
okay,
yeah.
it's cool.
I don't know if anybody I got a happy ending. Really? Like, yeah, all my shit got folded. My dishes are clean. Like, what? That's not a happy ending.
Right.
That's a fucking.
I'm like,
that's a maid.
It's a disaster. And then I just start asking weird questions like, so when you come, are you like aiming for spots on the walls like we are? Like, I mean, I can't hit them now, but when I was like 18, I could.
When I was 18, I was busting glass.
You're going to regret this.
Exactly. You might want to put those goggles on.
Why? Just take my word for it.
Why did you come to the massage parlor with goggles? You'll find out in about 5 minutes. Longer if you're not good. Oh wow, that's down the hole we go.
All right. So where else are we going, Dave?
Fuck.
I'm glad we're back, man.
I'm super glad. This is always fun. I mean, we're 46 minutes in, and I think we've covered 13 topics.
We've covered a lot.
Yeah. So, it's a Bob Kraft thing. What was it? What's recent? I'm trying to think about recent. The other day. So I went to the memorial. Last week before last week? 2 weeks
golf
ago.
outing here.
2 weeks ago. And my wife got tickets, and we're walking. I forgot what hole it was, and Tiger had just teed off. And I'd seen Tiger once before, never saw him in his heyday, so I'm kind of catching up at this point. Live, I mean, never seen him live. I mean, I watched him on TV. I'm not fucking hermit.
Right, you've never seen
like
the
who's
greatest
this?
golfer of our time.
I turned to my wife, I'm like, who's this Tiger Woods again? I've never heard of him.
It says on the card, Tigray Woods?
Tigray. There's an accent over the E. Anyway, we're walking. This is fucking great. We're walking with a bunch of people, and there's a dude. I love these terms. There's a dude on the side, and Tiger's walking up. He's probably, 20 yards from him. He's kind of walking up the opposite side of the fairway where all the fans were. And this dude just yells out, "This one's for you!" And he just starts chugging he goes, "This one's for you, Tiger!" And starts just pounding a beer, chugging the beer. And I could see Tiger just kind of like, not like look, but just kind of glance. And then you just see him smile. He's just fucking cracking up. Like,
I've heard of there's little things like that where, I don't know, somebody may have made a reference to banging a waitress or something, and Tiger just kind of looked, like you said, just gave a little smirk. And it's like, if you're the guy who said it and you saw that, are you like, oh fuck yeah?
Oh, I'm totally stoked at that point. There's a video online where the dude's wearing he took Tiger Woods' mugshot.
Maybe that's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, and he's got it out. And he's like, Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. And he's walking down, and Tiger, you see his eyes in the video dart to it. And he's just like, he's like, God damn it. You know what I mean? He's just like, it's one of those things where somebody gets you and you can't be pissed, but you're just like, you just laugh, you just chuck, you're like, God damn it. And the dude turns to the camera and is like, he fucking saw it. He fucking saw it. You saw his face. He fucking saw it. And Tiger, because you saw him, he looked at it and he's like, God, you could just see his face he kind of shook his head a little bit and he got a big grin. He's like, so kudos to him for you know what? Fuck it. I fucked up. I owned it.
Right.
I'm moving on.
That's what you got to do with that.
Oh,
and it's not like he did anything terrible, right? It's not like OJ's looking at his mugshot like, you fucking guys.
You guys got me. And it's still in jail for something else. You know, it's kind of funny. It's like, I didn't kill my wife. I'm like, you're literally in jail. You're a criminal in general at this point. Right. So it's not out of the realm that you didn't kill your wife. I mean, I don't know.
Just saying, they've never even looked for anyone else. So.
Exactly. Yeah,
there's a pretty overwhelming case there. Just saying.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what Tiger did right or wrong? I mean, it's most he fucked around with his wife and did all of that and kind of all. So he had 2 kids. I get all of that, but he wasn't out beating up 12-year-olds or murdering.
Right. He wasn't. Right. Yeah. He wasn't doing anything.
You know what? I'm going to say that I don't know if this is right or wrong, but he wasn't doing anything that doesn't already go on today.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean he wasn't, but I'm saying like, yeah, there's a lot of shit that goes on today. It's
No,
pretty
but I
awful.
mean, as far as like being like, it's kind
No,
of
he
funny.
didn't beat his wife.
He didn't beat his
He
wife.
wasn't. Yeah, he's not a coke dealer. It turns out, selling to kids who are having him off.
My point is
for
going
an
into-
MS-13 or some
going
shit.
in from the angle of his adultery, like that goes on every day today.
Yeah,
That's kind of where we're
right. It's not cool.
Yeah,
I mean, you cheated on your wife apparently 85 times, but
with some smoking hot.
85 people.
Your wife was fucking smoking hot, and then you some of them were like,
Not
I
all of
don't
them
know.
were. When you saw some of those waitresses, you're like, man, but I bet they did. I bet everything went with those guys.
Oh yeah, that was fucking free game on that one.
Oh yeah, he's like, so where do you want this to go? Anywhere you want.
Yeah, exactly. You put it wherever you need to.
From what I see, you're pretty good at putting it in the hole.
Exactly. From long distances.
Dog leg left.
I'm gonna fade this one in. What was I gonna say? But right, so you know what? He owned up to it. He did it. It's kind of funny because I think when you look at, and we're back on golf again. When you look at Tiger, I see he seems humble to me, in a weird way, but maybe not. But
no, he seems. I think you're right. I think he seems a lot more human now than he used to be. Mm-hmm. And before it was just he was that machine. Golf, golf, golf. He never smiled. He
bang,
never,
bang, bang. Hooker, hooker, hooker.
Right. Now we know that.
Yeah.
But back then, the first time I heard it, I was surprised. I really was.
I think a lot of people
It was
were.
like, wow. Like, he seemed like, because when you saw him and his wife and their kids together, it looked like the All-American family and everybody's
the
happy.
All-American $100 million family.
Right. Well, yes.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, everything seemed great. And then you're like, whoa. I mean, that porn star? Like, man, she does some fucked up shit. Like,
And he's like, I know.
he's like, somebody had to teach her. You know that thing on video you liked? I taught her that.
Exactly. That's me in the background. From off screen.
Right. I'm off screen, but that's my dick.
Exactly. Exactly. Dog leg left.
Like, lots of us we've heard of glory holes. This was like a glory room, apparently.
There goes the Prime truck. Those fucking guys. I ordered something on Amazon because we have Amazon Prime. And I literally was like, cool, it'll come like Tuesday, right? It was whatever. Because Monday, I think, was Memorial Day. And like, ding dong. I'm like, what the fuck? They delivered on Memorial Day.
Wow.
I'm like, I don't need cables that fucking bad.
Like, I just ordered it to get whenever. It's here like 3 hours later. You're like, good. What?
Wait, I wasn't planning on working on that till Tuesday, but okay.
I guess I am now.
Yeah.
Amazon.
No,
you're right though. Those guys, I get it. So a couple things here. One, they never ring the doorbell in our neighborhood, which pisses me off. And it's like, my wife just ordered something, $250 or whatever. Like, let us know it's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've never had anything stolen, but you see it all the time. Also,
not in this neighborhood.
Not in this piece of shit neighborhood.
Exactly. This fucking lock your doors.
But an Amazon guy was almost shot by Ice-T because he thought somebody was trying to break in his house because the guy, like, he really went the extra mile to make that delivery.
He's like, this is Ice-T's house, man. I'm going to see what I can do.
Ice-T said I think he tweeted it to Amazon. It was like, hey, like, I literally had my gun out. I almost shot this guy until I saw it was a Prime box in his hand. And then the Amazon guy who responded was like, still love your music, Ice.
It's Ice-T. I just picked up the phone and called Bezos. Hey, Jeff, I almost shot one of your fucking employees. Jeff's like, I don't care. We have employees?
Fucking Bezos. How about this? He's still one of the 20 richest men in the world, and he gave half to his wife.
How much would it?
He cheated on her ass,
35 billion? Was it 35 billion?
So she didn't. And
or
isn't she now like one of the 10 richest women in the world?
Yeah. After that,
yeah.
I want to say it was like. I think it was. I want to say 35 billion. I think no. That would be 70 billion. I think it was bigger than that.
Good for her.
No, it was. I think he is worth 67 billion. So it was half of 67. It was like 35. I think he picked up her 37 or something.
And I think there was stuff she was even like, yeah, you don't need to include that.
She's like, because you're getting $35 billion in fucking cash.
Hey,
She's like, I don't need the cat.
She could have been. There are so many women, so many men out there too that would be like, no, fuck you. You cheated on me, did this. I'm getting my half. I don't give a shit. Right? Because
no
like,
prenup either.
Are we bitching about? You're making $30 billion on this. Are we bitching about 1.8 more billion? Yes.
Maybe, you know what, though, at the end of the day, maybe she was like, I just want fucking out. You know, just
at that point, you may as well.
Yeah. Maybe she's level-headed enough. Like, I don't need I'm getting $37 billion, so, or $32 billion, whatever the fuck she ended up with. She's like, maybe she's just level-headed enough to be like, fuck, that's good enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like she's like, Bezos was like making, $12,000 a year, and she's gonna like now
right.
They're
fighting over nothing.
Yeah, they're fighting over nothing at that point. She's like, I'm getting $37 billion in 3 houses, so I'm probably cool.
Now, do you think just to get back at him, she's like gonna fuck Trump or somebody?
I don't think she. You know what I think she's gonna? If it was me and I was a woman and I'm spiteful as shit, I would be fucking like 22-year-olds, be like super hot 22-year-old models, like, hey there, fucko, see what happens. Go with your, his new girlfriend, adulteress or whatever. She's not bad looking, but she's not. I think his wife's actually more attractive than
because
I don't
she
remember.
Just has all the like blatant plastic surgery. So like it looks like the
new girlfriend.
Like that's clearly not your lip or what you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like not the. First of all, I mean, I don't think women need to go get plastic surgery because they think they're aging anyway. And it's like, look, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
Why does your skin not need to move ever?
Well, it's funny because you've seen those people that keep getting their skin tightened and they're fucking, literally their eyeballs are like over by their ears.
Jenna Jameson looks like a cat.
Yes. She looks awful.
I mean, she used to be, yeah, she was in porn and,
she was a good look at, she was Pam Anderson.
She was smoking hot.
Earlier Pam, like
no, Pam Anderson was beautiful.
Home Improvement days, good looking.
Even Baywatch, man. I mean, yeah, her tits were huge,
Baywatch,
but she was still smoking
the facial,
hot.
but you're starting to work their way in on that. Have you seen? There's a meme of like, I think it's Kylie. We're gonna get on the Kardashians right now, because it's you and I. We don't miss an episode without them. It had a picture of Kylie Jenner. She posted it to Twitter, Instagram, and it's like, oh look, and this is a while ago. It's like, look what puberty can do or whatever. And the dude tweeted back, is just like, in like $10 million of plastic surgery. It's just like, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
like you're a completely different person. Puberty doesn't do that to the average person.
What I haven't seen is a girl's ass grow like
it's absolutely
at that rate or
her face doesn't even look like her face from when she was younger.
It's crazy. I'm not. Yes, anybody can make themselves beautiful with enough money, but yeah, it's I don't even know what to say without shitting on them. I'm trying to take the high road here.
Yeah, well, fuck that.
But I mean, I saw some pictures online with her and a friend, and they were on a friggin' raft in a pool, and the beginning of the comments or whatever was like, I think Queen wrote a song about these girls. What do you think the song was? Of course, everyone's like, oh, fat bottom girls. And I'm like, Bohemian Rhapsody?
Exactly. She's what, 22 now? 21, 22?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
I
mean, they're cute. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're all pretty. The mom, fuck the mom.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't fuck the mom, but I mean, like, I can't stand the freaking mom. They're all pretty girls. Like, I actually think Kim Kardashian was prettier when you saw pictures of her back when she was like Paris Hilton's like closet organizer or whatever.
Oh, closet organizer.
Yeah,
is that her job?
I think they were friends, but she paid her to do that. I'm going by stuff my wife's told me before.
Oh, okay.
Because like I was like, why is it even popular that Ray J fucked this girl on camera? Like,
yeah.
But yes, and that's what she was like. Well, that's because she was Paris Hilton's friend, and I'm like, oh, so her friend was so famous, she got famous for fucking somebody.
Yeah,
wow.
Exactly. Absolutely. That's how that works now today.
Man, well, Ray J's dick,
yeah, can make you famous. We had that conversation.
We've been able to go back to a few good jokes on this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. We're digging from the archives.
Bringing it back.
We're bringing it back. a month and a half after the fact. So, but what are we at? We're at almost an hour. Well, this has been fun getting back in the swing here.
Welcome back, Dave.
Yeah, welcome back, Mike. So hey, everybody, we'll get this posted. We're making some changes, all for the better, just kind of some back end system stuff. So, if you subscribe, if we do what we think we're going to do, you should be fine. If not, we'll let everybody know to resubscribe if we don't fuck it up. But that's it. We're good. So thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Dave.
We'll talk to everybody soon. Also, we're on Twitter now. So Fragmental Co. at Fragmental Co. So tweet us a tweet, and we'll go from there. But more good things to come as we turn this up a little bit. So,
Oh yeah.
all right, later.